Hey guys, Blue Delta Wolf here again with another Sweet 60. This one is called Sepulchral Strength. It's green and black, and yeah, this is a very strong deck. I've got to be honest, I'm impressed with this one. Not a big fan of green, but it does go really well with black. So it's it's about death, kind of like it's death control, I would call it. It's controlling death, so using death to your advantage. So I run one Evolving Wilds, uh, Rancor, very strong card, +2 with Trample. Now later on with things like Lord of Extinction, who's got +40/40, you know, they're blocking it, you know, they're just chumping it all the time. You get Trample on them, then it's a game winner. So Rancor can become a game winning card. Blood Artist, love this card. Whenever a creature dies, target player loses a life, you gain a life. Now you're controlling death, so you can sacrifice at any time. You know, there's a lot of removal and death, there's a lot of killing cards in this deck, so Blood Artist will come into play. I only put Dark Heart of the Wood in there as an absolute lifesaver, so, you know, don't just go sacrificing Forest willy-nilly. Put it in there, and later on, if you need to sacrifice a forest to stay alive, it's saved me more than once, so I do keep it in there. Sacrificing creatures, you know, that's amazing. If they've got a lot of choice, it's not so good. They always sacrifice the crappiest one, so use it when they've only got one or two big ones down there. There you go, destroys non-artifacts, 4 of them in there. This guy, they never kill him, so usually you have to kill him yourself with one of your other cards. But if they do kill him, it's a bonus, you get more land. Always get him down when you've got your effects up as well, I'll show you them later on. This is the one I was talking about, Bloodflow Connoisseur. She sacrifices any creature that belongs to you and gets a +1/1. So when you've got things like Blood Artist down and Death Pact, sacrificing creatures is very beneficial to yourself. Consume Strength, bit of buff and removal there, so it kills lesser cards, or you can use it to block out and take the advantage. When things die, you get saprolings on the field, which you can then sacrifice. So, for example, if you had a slime out, sacrifice it, it gives you 2 slimes. Sacrifice both of those, you get 4 slimes. Sacrifice both of those, or all 4 of them, then you get more slimes. But for every one that's dying, if it's a non-token creature, you're getting more creatures. So, you see where I mean? It's all about controlling death. Maelstrom Pulse, amazing. Pernicious Deed, amazing. This is like a big ramping guy. You can also make him draw a card if you sacrifice him using the 2 mana, or you can sacrifice him, or if he just dies, you get two land cards. So very strong card. That one's a sacrifice creature with rebound, so twice. This guy, he poos out little worms. Can't beat that really. 3/3 worms every turn. I mean, they say 1/1, but of course they're going to be 3/3s because of this effect. So yeah, I do love Creekwood Liege. You can sacrifice the worms, you can use them for blockers. Really good. Always put this guy down. Now, well, there's 2 ways you can play this card. You can play it to stop them playing their 3rd, or you can play it when they've got 3. So when they've got 3 cards up and you've only got 1 or 2, play this card. You get to choose any 2 cards from your library, put them straight onto the field. Very good. This card's amazing. Whenever a creature dies, target player sacrifices a creature. So if he's got a shitload of creatures out, and you're starting to generate worms and stuff like that, when they die, so you can force them to die by sacrificing them, and then they have to sacrifice a creature as well. This guy also creates tokens. You can use the tokens to kill mobs, or you can use them for sacrificing, your choice. He's as strong as the creatures in all graveyards, so he can be very powerful. This one, it shows the top card of your library, but if it's a land, you can play it. And you can play 2 lands per turn, so very strong. That one, always pick the enemy, because whenever they cast a spell, they've got to put the top card of their library into their graveyard. And his strength is dependent on how many cards are in that person's graveyard. So it's just 1 graveyard, so make sure you pick one that's going to be putting a lot of cards in there. If you're up against Jace, pick your own graveyard. She sacrifices creatures or destroys creatures and gets buffed for doing so. This guy is overpowered. All of the cards in all of the graveyards. So I've seen him 40s as 50s. Put Rancor on him and he's got Trample. Very strong. This slime I put in here purely for that blood flow connoisseur. He's also a good blocker. But whenever I get her up and him up, and I've got things like Dark Pact and the token generator, I always sacrifice every creature that he gives to buff her and get all those effects. Very, very nice card. Another one, whenever a card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, put a 1/1 counter on this guy. Very strong. And finally, Glean Crawler. So you're controlling death. You can sacrifice any creature on the board that belongs to you, and then at the end of the turn you get them back. But even just on paper, 5 for 6/6 with trample, why wouldn't you put that card in? It's amazing. So that's how I run green and black. It's fast, it's furious, it's everything I need, and I hardly ever lose with it. So there it is, guys. If you like this deck or what I've done with it, let me know in the comments section. Feel free to rate and subscribe, it really does help. I appreciate you watching my videos as always, and I'll be back in the future. Take it easy, guys.